everybody, it's Yeold here, and we are back with some more of Yeold's Guide to Building. In last episode, we went ahead and we built our little people here a blacksmith so that they could forge some weapons to defend themselves from the zombies. Now, I don't know what Mr. Pumpkinhead wants us to build today, but let's go over here and give a talk with him. So, hey, Mr. Pumpkinhead, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Yeold.
So, what do you guys need us to build today?
Well, my house has been pretty full of people recently. Do you think you could build us a tavern? /inn?
Well, I think I could do that for you, Mr. Pumpkinhead. I have noticed that your little place here has been pretty full of people for quite some time, so I'll get right on that. So, is over there a good place?
Yeah, Yeold, that's perfect.
Okay, well, Mr. Pumpkinhead, I'm gonna get building that right now, and I hope you'll like it. Okay, everyone, so this is where we are going to start building our tavern/inn. So, I'm thinking, I'm not sure, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start placing our wood here, because I'm thinking I want to do a bit of a weird shape on this building, where we have maybe another L shape of a building, but I don't know. I want it to, we'll just see. We'll see how we go, you guys, but I'm thinking we're going to go with a bit of a shape like this with our building, more so a long building with not necessarily an L shape, just a long building with a bit of a notch that's popping out, kind of like this one. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Let's go ahead and let's make it like this, but I want it to pop out a bit right here. So this will be the shape. So it won't really be an L shape. It'll more so be like, I don't even know what you'd call this shape of a building. A T shape? But it's not even gonna, I don't know. I'm crazy. Why do I have to name the shape of a building? Can't I just be happy with how I'm building it? I'm the worst. I apologize. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna go with this size of a building, this shape, this size right here, and just, I think that'll be good. I think that'll work out well. I'll end up just building that backwards there. But now that that shape's down, I want to do something different for this, you guys. For every building we've built so far in this town, we've gone ahead and we've used cobblestone for all the foundation. Now I want to try mixing that up and using some of this stone brick with this home. And I think that might actually make it look kind of different, and I think it'd be cool. So I'm thinking that we should go ahead and try using that. So I'm gonna go ahead and mess around, see if I can make this stone brick look as good as I usually make the cobblestone. But I think it'll work well. I definitely think it'll work well. So I'm gonna go ahead, fill in this whole area with tons of stone brick and whatnot, and we'll meet back up in just a bit. Okay, you guys, so I have gone ahead and I have finished up all of the foundation that I said I would, and I think it actually looks really good as stone brick, and I'm glad that I decided to use stone brick instead of cobblestone with this building, because I think it'll add a bit more variety to our town, and I think it'll be pretty cool. So I also went ahead and I made the stone foundation a bit different from what we do with a lot of these other ones. Right here, a lot of these, you may notice that the ruins that I make never actually connect. They always are just bits and pieces that I put in the corners. And so I decided to actually go over here, and with a lot of this one, I actually did full loops, so I ended up connecting them. And I think it looks pretty cool because it's almost as if just a part of it was blasted out, like the center. But I don't know, I thought it looked neat, and you guys are free to do with what you would like on your builds, but I think that it looks cool on this one, so I'm going to leave it here. But our next task is going to be going ahead and building up our second floor. Now, for this building, I'm not exactly sure what I wanted to do, but I definitely want this front part to stick out, because I think it'll look pretty cool if, like, right here, we go ahead and build this up a bit. And then it comes together in a bit of a peak for this building, like something like that. I think that could look really cool. We can have some support right here, putting some staircases there. I think that could look pretty cool. So yeah, I do like that idea right there. So I'm probably gonna stick with that for that because I actually really like how that idea is going. And I imagine on the sides over here, we could go ahead and have the same style roof right here, but we'll have it coming together on this side. So once this whole roof is built up, we can go ahead and have it go all the way across towards the other side right here. It can go all the way over to here like that with the roof, and this part of the roof will just intersect backwards. So I think that that'll be cool for foundation. I think it'll be pretty darn awesome. I do like that kind of a style. I think it'll fit really perfectly for the whole tavern style. I do think it'll come out nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead, now that we've gone ahead and decided the shape of it, we've actually got to fill in what we think that this should actually be filled in with. So usually we've been going ahead and we've been filling it in with some blue stained clay for the theme of this town, but I want to actually change it up a bit because we've been doing a lot of blue stone clay. We've been doing a lot of it. So I want to go ahead and I want to see if we could actually go ahead and find some other stained clays that we could mix up with this place. I thought that light blue stained clay might look good, and that maybe with this whole entire town we could just mix up choosing between these two different colors so that at least it could have a bit of variety, because I thought that all the blue stained clay was getting a bit overwhelming, and I thought that maybe throwing in something else would be a bit cooler. So I do think that might be a good idea. Can add a bit of diversity to the town by doing that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this on all sides, and I'm going to try and start messing around with some designs that we can use to make this place look a bit funkier. But I'm going to go ahead, finish up all of these foundation, or what are we going to consider, our framework over here. Finish up our framework. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start messing around with the designs that I'm going to be putting on all of these walls. And I'll meet up with you guys after that, and I'll show you guys what I've come up with once I've done that. Okay, everybody, we are back, and look at the progress we have made on our tavern, inn, whatever you want to call it. I think it's looking pretty gosh darn awesome. So after we left, I went ahead and I actually changed all of the backing here from the clay to half spruce wood and half clay, because I thought that the clay was just too much, and I think it ended up looking really good. I placed some windows here. Then I even went ahead and I placed some of these little grass things here, so they're almost like little pots outside your window. I don't know. I think it looks good though. I think it looks good. And then I decided that, like the front here, I made this thing out one from the previous floor. I really liked that, so I went ahead and I did that on all of the sides. So I did that here, I did that here as well, even in the back, and it looks really good. And lastly, I did it on this side. So I copied that design onto all of those four sides, and on all of the corners I just did this simple thing here. So that's practically what I did while we were gone, and I think it looks really, really good. Now all that we really need to do is get a roof on this thing, but I really like it. I think it's come together really nice so far. I think as soon as we get a roof on this thing, it's going to be looking super fantastic. All we're going to need to do, though, I think, is grab some of the spruce stairs, and I think we'll use the stone brick again to make the roof. The same way we did all of these other roofs, just instead we'll use stone brick on the edges. So I'm actually going to go ahead, get going on with that now, and then I think we'll be pretty much done with this thing. So I'm going to get on that, and we'll meet back up in just a bit. Okay, so we are back, and I have now finished up the roof, which is looking super good, super spiffy, super nice. Now, the place is pretty much done, but the one problem is with what we've got here, you guys, is that it's not really a tavern of sorts just yet. It could be used as an inn or as a home or anything you want this building to be. But for this to actually become a tavern, we're going to have to do something that incorporates some sort of seating or some sort of place that you would be eating or drinking, because that's kind of what a tavern is. It's a mix-up of kind of like a pub and a inn into one. Am I wrong? I'm wrong. Am I wrong? I don't know. That's what I always thought they were. Maybe I'm going crazy. Oh shoot, I might be going crazy. No, I'm not going crazy. That's exactly what a tavern is. I just went up and straight up looked up what a tavern was, just so I made sure I didn't look stupid. But here we go. Here I am, now being stupid, talking all about it. Whoops. But whatever. What I was saying was that with the tavern, you've got to have somewhere to eat your food. Most of this stuff would be done in the interior, but since we don't really do interior here on this series, we're going to be doing something on the outside that can make this feel a bit more like a tavern. Maybe the outside where you would eat if like it was a nice day, you know what I mean? So kind of what I was thinking we could go ahead and do would be if we were to go ahead and build a bit of an overhang right here where underneath we could actually have the place where you would have maybe a few chairs, a table or something would fit perfectly right here where we could have a bit of a place for them to eat. So I think that's what we're gonna do here. Maybe throw a bit of this here to finish off that thing. I think that looks decent. So we'll leave that just like that. And now if we go ahead and actually let's grab some oak wood. I think that'll look good right here. We can throw in some of this right here and then maybe even add some of the spruce down just like this. That could work. And then lastly, we can go ahead, and here's a very good tip, you guys. This is a really cool thing I like to use if I ever want to make tables. You can grab yourself a redstone torch, or maybe even a redstone block. We can grab that, and then you grab yourself a piston. And if we do that, we can actually make ourselves a really neat table just by doing that. So that's actually a really cool table I really like to use. Even though, actually, now that it's 1.9, we could actually make some pretty cool tables just by going ahead and grabbing some stained glass clay, I think. Not stained glass clay, just stained glass. Stained glass clay isn't even a thing. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But if we grab some glass, I believe right here, if we grab some like black glass, stained glass panes, and if we grabbed any sort of pressure plate, we could go ahead and right here, this is what's really cool. Now these new things here, even if you place this stuff on them, oh my god, of course, weighted plates don't work on glass. Pressure plate, if we grabbed ourselves a regular old pressure plate, oh, it doesn't work on glass. Oh, well that's news to me. Well, I guess never mind. This all was random talk for no reason, but I guess we could still, you could do something like this if you, oh, I'm really interested. This is new information. I thought you were able to place stuff on those. Well then, I'm going crazy. Ignore everything that you've heard in the past, like, minute. I'm just going crazy today, everyone. I'm just going crazy. Pay no attention to the crazy lady. But, we're gonna grab some stairs now. Grab some stairs and throw these right here for some chairs-like presents. Right here, if we go ahead and do that. Oh shoot, now... Now let's just do that and grab that. And so it's kind of like if you've ever seen a coffee shop, you've got your chairs next to a table kind of a thing, and that works really well right there. And I actually really, really like that. And we could go ahead and do the same thing on that side, which I'm probably gonna do. But I thought that would fit well for your little tavern here, as well as maybe you could do a little messing around here, come up with something you thought looked a bit better. Nah, that doesn't look very good. But maybe we could grab some fences, maybe, to support it just like that, which looks pretty good. And you can do all sorts of stuff just to mess this around. I mean, even if you wanted to, you could take this out a bit farther and maybe just work on making a patio here. But for now, I think this looks pretty cool. I like how that looks. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and I've got to do some more spiffing up of this place. Maybe copy that over to this side. Maybe add a bit more of the finishing touches just to make this thing look perfect. And then we'll be back to finish off today's episode. There we go. The tavern is now complete. I added some lanterns right up here to all the different sides of the tavern to make it look a lot cooler. I love how they turned out. I went ahead and then changed all of this wood right here to planks instead of spruce wood. I think it looks a little bit better. I put buttons on all of these woods on all the faces that were facing out that way on all sides. And I put a bit of fences all around here, as well as changed up the roof of these just to make these look a little bit more natural. But there we go. That is the tavern. I think we might as well go ahead and talk to Mr. Pumpkinhead, see what he thinks of this place. Hey, Mr. Pumpkinhead, what do you think of the new tavern?
I love it, Yeold. People can now sleep and it'll be great.
Yeah, I do think it'll be great, Mr. Pumpkinhead. I think it'll be awesome that your little pumpkin people can now eat and sleep and enjoy this little place in the town. So I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad you enjoy it. So there you guys go. I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure to drop a like. It is much appreciated. As well as leave a comment. If you have any feedback you want to leave, I'd love to hear it. But for now, this is where it's going to end. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The links are all in the description as well as on the top of the screen. But this is what we're going to call it. I hope you all have a fantastic day. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.